Guys, it's getting dark. What are you still doing here? Anyway, hello. Welcome again to pitting jurors with each other. The victim may not be as well off, but he's a noble man, and straight up, there's no reason to doubt the man. Well, I do declare that a good gentleman has no reason to lie, in fact. I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's a Japanese, super old, wild, he has a mustache. Very fishy. He has a mustache! Very fishy. There's no evidence to suggest the gangly actor is a fraudman, for now at least. Well, I really don't care, like, just need to destroy them quickly. 3 hours missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all. No, nothing at all. So we have to prove that he's a liar. I knew every single one of these seemed completely convinced. We'll be seeing all the jurors then. I have come to the conclusion that Mr. Champion is a fine, upstanding, honest citizen. If you ask me, they'll be bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. Aside of noting, nothing Mr. Natsume appears to have registered at all. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I'll plead with the jury on Soseki's beheld before it worked, so you never know. Before we begin, might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how summation examination works. Again? Really? Mr. Naruto? Oh, well, you're still very new to British law after all? I guess. That's true, I suppose. And Soseki-san fate is entirely in my hands now, too. It's not like I say his life in this court, into this same court, in the same identical way. There's always a chance I may have forgotten some crucial detail, perhaps I should hear Susato-san. When I should let her know, no need! I'm perfectly capable. as you're aware, I'm a lawyer. Thank for the kind offer, Mrs. Susato, but I've been through plenty of this summation examination already now. I think it's important that we don't delay it to start any longer than necessary. Of course, and I'm quite sure you're right. If you're concerned by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like. Can you? I'll be there for you. The key to this is really listen carefully to watch each juror statement. Find it to the congregation period that corresponding. You explain it anyway. Without further ado, counsel, proceed with the examination. So I just need to prove that he's a liar. Yes, my lord. I think Van Zisk knows he's a liar. This is why the president of this one. There's a high chance he was stealing gas. From the gas company, I don't know. I assume because of the presence of the gas guy. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them be also liar? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaggy client of yours, for example. Absolutely no, Mr. Tsumi is not a liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man tea. When you take the gasman testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Oh, well, that's normally logical. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'm glad you changed my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury will do the same. Isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps. But I don't see it happening. Well, I'll reach hands on there here, and you know, you have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about this nonsense, I just need this trial to be over. How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury then? Alright, sir. I may hold you on that, don't forget what you said. Aha! 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 A fraudman? What do you mean by that, madam? I think she's quite keen-eye, I would say. Really is the most tiresome problem for the company, most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence. Oh! So she owns the company, of the gas company. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence. We can't even threaten to take action, for fear of being sued. No, sorry, you lost me a little there. Who are you? I am the wife of August Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Oh gracious, Altamont Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, for proper handling essentials. And I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office will be the first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Queenbee. Gotta be used properly. Altamont gas is the best in the world, of course. I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from Ellie, Mr. Naruto. Right, he bowed in defense of his employer's wife, did he? So, would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Mitterman was watching what Mr. Shepsmere was up to his room? I'm afraid that there's no end of the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night, we are very true in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shakespeare is, I want to come out to say it in public, but you can't finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. You have noticed a public gallery there, have you? The eye of a man had not heard. The ear of a man had not seen. Fate almost wound me with thy words, where I let to penetrate the skin. For seraph hear no insults, only twas of angels in song. You may not have the evidence yet, but my words won't stop buzzing around with you until they find it. And when they do, you find yourself blasted back to your angelic highs, the almond gas explosion. We gotta blow him up! So Miss Shamsia has been stealing gas. No wonder, juror number 4. You wanted my identity information to your statement. My pleasure. What's the big about ripping that teeth apart you enjoy? A little before the part of object violence is not too much trouble. Yes, of course. Violence! It could be the shift of the balance. So we're gonna pit him. This through.
Objection!
Pita. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. How greater to the statement to you refer, counsel? Jurors number 1. What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you heard jurors number 4 statement, made by the wife of the owner Altamont Gas. Yeah, well, yes. I guess he's stealing a lot of gas to be so much of a problem. Like, they will not send someone to check on him, but I think he's definitely stealing a lot to be actually. If it's like once in a while, they probably ignore it. The victim would you claim to be a noble, straight-up man. In fact, turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true, we don't have evidence as such just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. Well, I guess. What? You heard me, seeing how his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employees over there. I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman, honor. Hoy. Jurors number 1, you say you are a man of your word. Yes. If I could show that Mr. Nosbear was a liar, you will assure me that you will reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Yes, I did say that. As a man of honor, I hold with it. I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yeah. Not as we found out the man's a liar, perhaps. We also consider the matter further. Well, I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you'll be saying. Well, to be honest, I don't know what you're talking about, but, you know. So it means you'll recap a few points that will suit me to get down to the ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this straight over to be done with. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shakespeare, is that your real name? We or the jury demand to know exactly what kind of man you really are. Ah, yeah. That's 4 jurors for not guilty. Why you are so surprised? Victory! You've done it like several times. Several times? Probably 3 times so far, probably. Oh, that? Well, Jesus quite extraordinary, I must say. I don't know, I didn't keep count. Okay, as a result of the defense's examination, the jury leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty. Well, I say not guilty, whatever. Therefore, declare this court to be stated disaccord and order the trial to continue. Hey. I don't know why I did that. That's I'm often confident that Zanziski is drunk at this point. You have spoiled the banquet, Mr. Shakespeare. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. But your gods will give us some foes to make us men. So God, man me, I do swear. His gasmen speaketh the which concern his most, now to us, now but in air. Eyes burned bright while, but they had no substance, and it took recta foul. Oi, what you say? Do I take it, Mr. Champster, that you deny the allegation of gas theory? Most heartily, my lord, I still forgot I am a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest to heart. Ugh, you flowery mouthed pompous beanpole, just because I haven't got evidence yet. We're gonna get it for you, don't worry. Mr. Shakespeare, if in fact you are not noble in mind, sweet of nature, and honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. Oh ho ho, oh ho ho ho, oh ho ho. It is my considerate opinion that at the present time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. The testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it will not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. Oh no. However, unlike the fact the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it will be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
I assure you, my lord, that it would be a waste of court's time. The gas in this case are unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes? Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have a strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we? Worker? Absolutely, Lady Quenby. Gasman honor. Gasman honor. It's like a Boy Scout club. Okay, very well then. We hear your testimony now. We'll tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lord. It'd be a pleasure. If I may, my lord. Go ahead, madam. His worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband and company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisor role, if you wouldn't mind. Woohoo! Oh yeah! Sweet as honey! Yeah! 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 What the hell? What? Why is... very well. As an expression, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord. You wait till the boss gives you the raffle, or he's gonna sting you, mark my words. So, you will both testify before the court on the subject of illegal consumption of the Almond Gas Company fuel. Yes, is that clear, my good man? Clear as Altum Gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world. Okay. Do you think the gas has gone into his head, Mr. Sato? Well, probably. Wouldn't be completely wrong. I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay. I'm a product of the company East End Branch Investigator and a Metamoney Collection Agent. Altamont gas meter accept 2 penny bits, each coin giving customer about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. It's not tipping, what is it? Drinking now. Again. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irreverence of this testimony caused me to turn on my hallowed chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zisks? Did the most ancient Japanese poison the gaggle excuse of an actor, or didn't he? That is all surely concerned his court, and yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than a geographical distance. I'm quite confident that Van Zisk has like a fridge or like a big carpet with calluses in it somewhere in this room. But this will turn out in a crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. What? Do what you will. Lewanczyk appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. At the time of poisoning, an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence, so that it will appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder that truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. The first step is in uncovering it, and be to establish just who and what this man really is. Really is.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has it been going on? Weeks and weeks? He's been pitching cats off for ages. You examined the matter of Mr. Shamsian's room, I take it? Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume? No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamsian special! That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot, or 3 penny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal meter was still empty. I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened the money box, I found it bare. You what? I said, you what? And look on his face, the smarmy smile of this. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of being gemmy open anywhere, not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as well? I was all down 3 shillings a day, that's what. I like treating the situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what do you get of that matter? Nothing became of it, I've still got it. Oh, go examine it. Right here. I wonder if we could take hold of measurement. Like, wait, were you carrying it around? I think I would be prudent for the call to request this item, or to try and it's going. Sequest this item? Actually, definitely, although at first glance there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. But I will say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. 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 What the hell is this? What the hell is that? There's a hole! Oh, that's... I'm just spotting something, Mr. Naruhodo. Just here, there's a little hole, do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. Not very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, you say? Oh, you think this might be opened by Mr. Shamsian? Possibly. Seems that people of Altamont must have missed it. Well, they certainly seem to go the way through the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true. But even so, it seemed more than a little suspicious. Aha, tiny hole. Is the green stuff something important? That's very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? One of the box is sealed with the B-box too. B-box. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up, any mischief is being found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief is what you kind of the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would. No, you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, understandable that the gas company will want to safeguard the money that is rightfully theirs. It does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? No, it's not. Trust me, it's not. It will never be. Here?
Objection!
Did you notice the hole in it? Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show sign of having been tampered with. What? Oh, get away! I've been over and over that thing! I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of this coin box? Hole? What? Oh, you're right! You're quite right, there's a little hole there. The Major is supposed to have that, none of those. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamsian secretly opened up these holes himself. Yes, I will be all surprised, but why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get that farthing through that? Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give us the call some more details about the Major design. What sort of details? Well, that's specifically like to know how to dismantle, how to differentiate coins. I think coins, how to differentiate coins. How does the meter tell the difference between coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the matter know that the coin is being fed in his true penny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The matter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. And true penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch diameter, so the coin just won't fit. Oh, I see. It's clearly being very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. Thank you. Oh, really? Is that thing? Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across, 3/4 of an inch. And do you think we did find this soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars, the little ledge just outside the window. We took this one. I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there, very clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. We could have gone. So he was basically printing fake money, or fake size money, using this bar of soap. If I'm correct.
Objection!
Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the matter will accept the object as if it were a trumpeting beat. Is that correct? Is that correct? Well, my something of coincidence while we are investigating Mr. Shamspear's room. We found a particular item that matches the dimension perfectly. Something the same size of a trumpeting penny bit. What was it? The item in question is this. What? They'll be inhaling gas as bar of soap. It certainly looks nothing like a trumpeting bit, I must say. It looks like it's going to have a point to act exactly what it means here. What it means here? Ah, fucking hell. I have to artist my waiter. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah, are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 an inch in diameter. In other words, almost exactly the same size as a trumpeting penny bit. Get away! Do any here present that their possession a trump penny bit? Quickly, no! And over to your coins, ladies and gentlemen. And over your coins! Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? Yes. Give me all your money! You just need one. Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, have there a trump penny bit. Now to see if it fits. Oh my word, it couldn't be more snug! Yes, as I suspected. This, without doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it! So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bastard has a tentative connection to the thief of gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by the trumpeting bit. I must concur at least that pushing coin with some force into a poor quality bar soap such as this is a remarkably simple way to replicate the coin shape. And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. The medal Shamspear has been using to steal the gas test, the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation of what happened that nobody considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If a man had been making fake coins, my worker would have found them when they emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Anthem. Perhaps some black magic that could make them disappear. Melt them. I see, that's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coin to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly. The meter have give that away. What on earth? There are remains of the magical metal used visible on the gas matter taken from the victim's room. That is your assertion, Castle. The defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. No matter can. what? The hole, right? Are you talking about the hole, right?
Got it!
We found these bars over the scene of the crime just outside the victim windows. Outside? Yes, outside. Where yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. This is where we found this soap. Ah, I get it. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? Mr. Shamsia has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After an eye outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him the light and warm in spades. And his room becomes very comfortable, warm, the ice now inside the meter coin box melts, turning back into water, and rain harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing outbound gas. Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. You have any idea how much money we spent to develop a new meter? And you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence? Why? Sorry? Want evidence? You're going to stand there and tell me our meter's rubbish. I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Alton. If you lie evidence, I prove it. What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you actually evidence to support his theory? I only noticed a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. Yeah, I have a feeling that is a theory that will come up now and could explain it. He's talking about the picture. If you can see on the picture here, there's a blob of something here. I thought it was oil, so I couldn't really understand what it is. In this case, it'll probably be water. So,
take that!
This is the photograph of the scene on the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. It clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamsia. What remnants? Here you can see the gas meter on wall, Mr. Shamsia in the room. Now look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. Come! What? What is that? Some kind of groupie stain? Well, certainly it's water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out the hole made in the meter. Ah! If one coin gives around 2 hours gas usage, then the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours. You can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box will have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful! And there is further evidence too. Mr. Shamsi is slumped over this table, apparently having consumed a strychnine. And right next to him is a bar of soap broken in half. You're right. It would appear to me then, counsel, that this man was eating soap, was he? Pardon me to disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not. He didn't beat about the bush there, did he? Well, I guess. In truth, Mr. Shamsier was found with a fork in his hand. A meal of soap is sound increasingly. You mean to say he was using that fork to... Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah! But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. Yeet! I love it. Lovanzisks? I was throwing my hand up in despair, and I happened to catch my hollow bottle on the way. Pray forgive my moderate mistake. You definitely meant to throw it. What's the meaning of this, counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, that Mr. William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief. In other words... Wait, what? In other words... That thing that I missed! In other words, his testimony is unreliable. That is what exactly. Very well, let me assume the man is a liar, not Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. On the night in question, there were no visitor to the room except accused. Young Gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever to suggest otherwise. That animation, interesting. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, the facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping. Therefore, in the light of these facts, the prosecutor called for immediate adjudication. What? Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond? Dead. Mr. Naruhodo? Dead. What was the point of this last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Did it make it no difference at all? Raise an objection. I always raise an objection. I don't know. I guess it was a good choice. It made the sound. This isn't over. The defense will not rest. What? But the counsel, you successfully explain everything. You identify and substantiate the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Champty to consume gas. What more are there to discuss? There's someone at the door. Désolé. What's more in this is there to discuss? Lord Van Zisk just highlighted 3 facts in order to make this point, but contrary to what he will have to court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What you're trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we learned so far together and consider our roles clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely, was someone else responsible? Was the poison the tea? Was the poison the tea? Okay. We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shams here was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume, but it's a conjecture at best. Objection! The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left, and the scene couldn't be tested for the trace of the poison. As I said, the situation has changed, because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And in particular, a piece of evidence proves it. A ludicrous claim, Scotland Yard detective investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, my counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime that will about the manner of the... I think he meant the... Take that! Is this right? What I said is Peter M supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume tea, counsel. Well, I suspect me... Okay, never mind, I got it wrong. I think it's a soap. Sorry, I think he meant the water in it. Take that! The soap again? The same bar victim used to fashion his coins of ice. Probably used the water from the tea. That's right, my lord. Just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bar of soap. Soap? That was bar of soap lying the legend outside the window. I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So we discovered the gas thief coin factory fascinating. One of the was red. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins were found as soap at the time weren't normal ice. Oh, cool. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red? No, you mean... That's right, it's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I will remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume early in this trial. That evening, yes, they take some fresh brewed tea with me when I visit Mr. Shamsi's room as a gift. The public water pump always freezes at night, so I bought a bottle of water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again, never! I see. I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was a particularly cold one. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water made the east end prone to freezing. On the night in question, Mr. Shamsi, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brewed by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. My word! My lovely word! There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when I might yeah, okay, whatever. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means, as we even speak, all the lavender tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in bar soap outside Mr. Shamsi's window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of tea remained, Scotland Yard will be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in position to prove or disprove what was until now being mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume tea actually contained strychnine at all. Ugh, you smug Nipponese. You smug Nipponese. This is your best insult. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the justice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. The defense requests truly analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bailiff, instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. It will seem we have no choice but to suspend this proceeding for the time being. Thus you have no objection, Lord Van Zisks? None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene of the carry out the requisite testing immediately. There we resume the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigation of the project in the interim. Yes, my lord. Now we got a break, guys. We got a break for it. Well, shit. Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Thanks to your consult, guard adjourn until tomorrow. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, as usual, this is the end of the episode, and we would like to tell you to stay awesome. Happy dreams and goodbye. By Z. By AGDZ.
Objection!